So if this video is about the inlays, why do I need the pickups? So for this Telecaster build, we've decided to go with the Fralin split blade pickup set. And you can tell from the pickup that it's got quite an interesting design element in the middle. And that's what we've decided to incorporate into the inlays on the fretboard. So let's do a bit of a mock-up and see what it's going to look like. So this is roughly what it's going to look like. There's the pickups in place, and the plan is to have the 12th fret inlay looking the same as the central part of the pickups. So if we put that roughly sort of there, let's pretend that's the 12th fret, and imagine an aluminium inlay on the 12th fret, which is the same design as that pickup. We'll also have some fret markers on the 5th and 7th fret, but it will only be the central section. So just the central diagonal part is what will be on the 5th and 7th fret. So something like this. This isn't to scale. So the 12th fret will look something like that, and 5 and 7 will just be that central section there. So there's a little bit of work to do still before getting to the inlay part. I need to chop the fretboard to length, and I'll also attach it to the neck, and I'll probably do the headstock thicknessing and the transition before I get to the inlays. So let's do that first, then we'll come back and I'll show you how I plan to do the inlays.
We got indifference, my peace of mind, my only veil to hide inside. The leaves grow brittle as our reason why my wings have failed to let me fly. Friends gather slowly, they round to see if they can take and then be free. My lone asylum is, let's save my mind from what these words were said behind. So I resigned to comforting the blind, but then who comforted me? No one finds time for cradling the kind, but at least not for free. My youth is gone and life still to learn the things that make a man of me. The point is sharper, young reason why my line of sight is stuck inside. The token fool heart, one more beside. If only wine brought with it pride. Silenced by the voice behind, intrigued by what goes through that mind.
Okay, so let's get back to working on the inlay for the neck. Now the blade section on the Fralin pickup is 1.5mm thick. So what the plan is to get a 1.5mm thick piece of aluminium. And then if I cut a thin strip, which will kind of be the depth of the inlay, it means that the width will match the width of that blade section of the pickup. And then what I'll be able to do is to route a channel in the neck, which will match that 1.5mm width. Now obviously I'll try this out first on some offcuts. I think I've got a small section of the fretboard left, just a small offcut, so I can see how much tear out I get. And I'm pretty sure I've got an appropriate Dremel bit, which is 1.5mm. So I think first we'll do a bit of testing and make sure that all that is going to work. Okay, so it turns out I don't have a 1.5mm bit for the Dremel, and I want to use a Dremel since the inlay is a straight line. I want to be able to run an edge along it to keep it straight. What I do have is a tiny 1mm, it's actually like a dentist grinding bit, but that'll be too small. So I think I'm just going to have to work out how to get my hands on a suitable sized Dremel bit. I'll be back. So I couldn't find a 1.5mm bit at my local hardware store, so what I've done is just played around with that 1mm dentist bit, and just by making the sides a bit wider, I really want to use a fence on the router to keep them straight, but with a bit of trial and error I've actually got it looking like this. So I'll bring you in closer and you can see what it looks like, but it is actually way too hot in here. We're in the middle of summer here in Australia, so I'll show you this, but I'm going to have to come back another day to do the inlay on the fretboard. So this is only roughly sanded back at the moment. I did try thinning out the aluminium first and just tried with a straight line there, but it's a bit inconsistent with the width of the aluminium. But this one here is where I made the channel a little bit wider just using the 1mm bit, and I'm pretty happy with that in principle. So I'll have a play around a bit more, but essentially that's what it will look like in the fretboard, and then the one coming from the other direction as well. There you go, the inlays are all done now. I've got a little bit of tidying up to do, but overall I'm really pleased with how they turned out. I think I'll put the frets in next, and then the neck will be done for this stage at the moment.